Welcome to the Directors Club podcast, your go-to resource for childcare center owners and directors seeking success at their centers. Each week, we dive into the world of childcare management, sharing valuable tips, tools, resources, and strategies to help you build enrollment, retain top teachers, and streamline your operations. With a casual and lighthearted approach, we tackle the challenges you face from staffing and enrollment to business skills and time management. Join us as we unlock the secrets to creating a thriving childcare center. Let's laugh, learn, and grow together. This is the Directors Club podcast. Welcome to the Directors Club podcast, the podcast that helps you learn the business skills you need as a childcare center director to build enrollment, retain your best teachers, and get your center operating just how you want. I'm Noelle Dentino. I'm a fellow childcare center owner and active director with my sister Sarah. We operate a successful childcare center in Massachusetts. By merging my background in business with Sarah's background in early education, we found the perfect recipe for a successful center. We have a membership of directors that teaches short training videos with done-for-you business process so you can implement and take action today. When childcare center directors implement these practices, they create the center they've always dreamed of, a thriving childcare center community. The Directors Club podcast will provide you with simple business tips to help you get things done at your childcare center. Hi, it's Noelle from the Directors Club, and today I'm going to talk about the interview process, but not the whole process that we typically talk about. I'm going to talk about the tour at the end of the interview. You know when you're interviewing someone and you know she's the one you're going to hire, she has the same philosophy that your center has on teaching, she has an outgoing personality, you can see her connecting with already existing team members, and you already know, you're like, oh, I'm going to offer her the job, like within a few minutes, you're like ready to say, hey, do you want to come work for me? But it takes a little bit longer than that, right? We have more steps to do. So today I'm going to talk to you about something that you can do during that time period to wow the candidate so she says yes to your center and no to somebody else so that you get to keep her. And so this round is for a candidate that we're going to talk about, is that you see that ray of hope, someone with a, that. So what you're going to do after you interview them in the office with your questions and you're going through, what you want to find out about them, they're asking you questions. If you know that you're going to probably offer them the job, I want you to take them on a tour of your center. And I want you to think about this as a marketing tour. You are selling your center to them, just like you do with the parents. Think of it as a tour you would give to the parent. Like, what do you want to this pretend when you're thinking? So this is a marketing tour. You are selling your center to them. Think of it as a tour you would give a potential parent. Like, what does that potential employee want to see? I want you to head over to your job ad and see what you can highlight on the tour. Here's a list of just a few things that I like to showcase on my tours with my potential employees. The first thing I like to showcase is health and safety. I think that a health and safe environment is not only beneficial to the kids, but also to the team. So as I'm going through the tour, when we walk by the front door, I'm making a comment about how it's secure, how we have a keypad process, how they get their own code. I talk about health and safety. I talk about PPE. As I'm walking through the center, I can say, we have health stations in every classroom and point out where the health and safety stations are. I can show they can see the PPE available, the cleaning products, so they know that they're going to have access to all that. The second thing I do is I walk them through the classrooms, pointing out things that will benefit them, such as all of my classrooms are oversized. So I will point out, we have spacious classrooms. Each classroom has like crazy closet in it that they get access to with storage for them. And I also show the resources in the room so that they see what they get. I talk about how they can make the classroom their own, and then just introduce them to the team in that specific room. The third thing that I do is I show them any storage areas that we have. Now, if my storage area looked like Monica's closet from Friends, might not, because then it shows that you're chaotic and can't keep things in order. But I try and show them how I provide them the resources for them to implement the curriculum. Because a curriculum is going to be a big conversation in the interview. And as I'm walking out on the tour, I can show them how, while you're expected to deliver curriculum, I'm also going to support you in doing that by providing you the resources you need to implement it. The fourth thing that you can do is show them, do you have a cleaning company that comes in? That's like a benefit to them that they don't have to do heavy duty cleaning at the end of the night. It also shows them that you care about the health and safety of your center. And the fifth thing, as I'm walking through the center, I'm introducing them to anybody along the way. And at a staff meeting, you should advise all of your teachers. When I'm on an interview with a employee and I'm walking through, or a parent tour, feel free to engage. You want your team to be so welcoming to potential employees and parents. And so sometimes when you have someone working for you, I remember a long time ago, I would give tours to this one classroom and they wouldn't even speak. And it was awkward. And so I ended up talking to these two women and saying, anytime, I come in, you can feel free to talk, engage. And they were like, one of them came from a center where they were told not to do that. So that just goes to show me how important communication is, right, with our team. And so I have that on staff meetings a couple times a year, especially if I'm adding new staff members. I'm talking about that. When I'm on a tour with anybody, feel free to, engage with us, talk to us. As long as we're always making sure that we're monitoring the safety of the kids in the room and managing the children during that time period, please feel free to engage. So that is so helpful. I love hearing from new employees. I just heard it the other day because this past August, I hired 14 new teachers at my center. And one of them just came up to me the other day and said, she says, I love working here. Everyone's so welcoming. She's like, I knew I wanted to work here when you took me on the tour, and everyone was so nice. And that says a lot, because that's what I'm hearing from people as I'm interviewing them, is that they're not comfortable at their center. They're just not connecting with their teams, or there's some type of communication issue on the team. And so to show them that we have that, we're laughing, we're having fun, we're discussing whatever topics we are on the tour with everybody, they can see how open my team is. And that's something that I really want to showcase. And I also showcase that in my job ad. The sixth thing I do is I share stories that showcase the qualities that I listed in my job ad. And so my job ad, as you know, and if you haven't listened to the podcast, I do have a podcast you should check out about my job, the new job ad that I'm using. And you should definitely try that out, because that had a huge conversion rate for us when we just hired 14 new teachers. It really converted over 100 candidates that were, a lot of them were really good. We had to say no to people, which made me sick. So go back to your job ad and go listen to that podcast. Maybe rewrite your job ad if you don't have one written, because you're selling these positions to people now. You're not just saying, I need a candidate that shows up on time, that does curriculum, that's certified, that's this. Like, we all know that if the job ad is certified preschool teacher, they need to be certified in your state, have experience, totally get it. You need to sell them on the stuff that why you want them to work for you and the benefits of working at your center. So while I'm walking through, I'm sharing stories that showcase those qualities. So say, you're walking through and you could just mention, because time off is important to people. You could walk by maybe there's a mailbox where everyone puts their time off requests and you can just point it out. Oh, we know if you work here, you just fill out a time off request, pop it in there, and we get it right back to you with availability, and talk about the flexibility that you have with giving people paid time off, or even talk about how much time off they get. And while I'm on the tour, and this is the 7th point I want to make, is that I want you to point out the great team features that you have. What's so awesome about your teams? So let's say you go into a room where the lead teacher had just recently helped out in another room by maybe providing props and games, handmade games that she made, and say that. Or if you're in the room with the new props, say, oh, these props actually came from our pre-K teacher. And we love sharing things with each other and helping each other out. Just at the last staff meeting, our toddler teacher said, oh, I'm really working on circus. And the pre-K teacher said, oh, I just made these lacing cards. You might really like them. You can use them. That shows collaboration, teamwork. Everyone's willing to pitch in and help each other out and sharing. And it's just a positive environment that you want to work in. So share stories like that while you're on the tour. The 8th thing is discuss and then we end the tour with asking them if they're interested in spending any time in the classroom or talking to any of the teachers. That just allows them to ask questions. Now I know that many centers ask the candidate to go in the classroom so you can see what they're like with the kids and the teachers, and they're clearly going to put their best foot forward. But flip it. Instead of saying that, say, oh, we want to see what you're like. Why don't you say, would you like to spend some time in the classroom? Would you like to, is there a classroom you'd like to get into? See what it's like, talk to the teachers, and then put them in that room or the room that they're going to work in, and give them the opportunity and the direction that this isn't about what they're doing. It's about them being comfortable and seeing what it's like to be at the center. So once this whole tour is complete, ask them if So these are some of the things that we're doing these are just a few of the steps that So I end the tour with bringing the person back into the office, asking them if they have any further questions, and then they leave. And then eventually make a job offer, right? Once we interview all the candidates, or if you really know who you want to hire. So this tour is a selling tour that I want you to think about. And it really is a wow factor. It's not something that you need to think of your mindset as you're walking them through to show them your expectations. It's 100% about what they get from working at your center and the benefits that they have working at your center. So again, you're grabbing the job ad, really focus in the job ad on the benefits. You're then interviewing people, and those people that you know that you think you want to hire, you're taking them on this tour of your center and selling it. You can print your job ad and highlight some stuff, have some stuff in your head that you already know you can talk about. But you don't just want to walk through and say, oh, this is toddler 1. Oh, that's Alicia. Oh, this is toddler 3. That's so-and-so. You want to walk through and talk the whole time by sharing stories that relate to the benefits of working at your childcare center. So I hope this helped you. I hope that you can really benefit from this. I think this is an important feature of the interview process. I would not be spending any time doing this with a candidate I didn't think I was going to hire. Only candidates that I really think I may hire, and especially the ones I really want to hire. If you need I have 7 favorite interview questions. You can go to my website at thedirectorsclub.net. It's under Fresh Ideas. I have a blog post about my 7 favorite interview questions. You can check it out there and download them. I think those will really be beneficial to you. And then also, writing up a list of things that you can show someone on a tour, even if you just have a piece of paper that says, like we just went through. Number 1, health and safety. 2, walking through the classrooms, talking about the benefits. 3, storage. 4, cleaning company. 5, introducing people along the way. 6, sharing stories that tie in the benefits of working there with the job ad that you showcased on whatever platform you use. 7 was pointing out great features about the team. And then I talked about 8 was being the time off process. 9 was bringing them into the classroom if they would like to. And then, going through that, just like handwrite out what you want to showcase on your tour and then doing it and then making the offers. Those are things that are going to make that connection with you and the potential candidate to hopefully get them saying yes. So if you have a second, I would love for you to give me some feedback on the podcast, right on the platform that you're listening to me on. I'm sorry. If you could rate us and give us some feedback, I would love it. It gives me some ideas of the direction you want me to take. If these are podcasts that I'm hitting your topics that you're needing right now, you can also go to my Facebook page, is the Directors Club, and you can message me if you have certain topics that you would like. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope you have an awesome day. And I hope that you hire a ton of teachers, because I've had such great luck with my retention plan hiring process. And I've been sharing it on this podcast, and I hope it works for you too, because I am seeing it work at other centers. And we're getting some really great high quality candidates, and little things like this, like tours that wow on the interview, are really bringing the candidates to our centers. So have a great day, ladies, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody. Are you struggling to find qualified teachers for your childcare center? Or do you worry that current teachers might leave you? This message is for you then. As a fellow childcare center director, I know the stresses. Everyone's working longer hours, you're in the classroom more than the office, and COVID has changed a few things. And we all know we need to find help, and we just can't do it. My name's Noelle Dentino, and I have the retention recipe that you need. My digital course teaches best hiring and retention practices that anyone can implement. Learn to create the perfect job ad, market it, properly interview candidates, onboard them with success, and best of all, keep them on your team for years to come. My center in Massachusetts is proof. 75% of my team have been together for more than 9 years. Employee survey results have never been higher. And other directors in my area contact me to see if I have any candidates that I can't hire. The retention recipe works. Stop stressing and find your next great teacher. Go to theretentionrecipe.com and you can put your job ad up now. Mention coupon code PODCAST100 and get $100 off the digital course. I can't wait to help you hire your next great teacher. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of the Directors Club. We hope you found tips, tools, and strategies valuable for your childcare center. To access even more resources and take your center to new heights, visit our website at thedirectorsclub.net. There you'll find a wealth of exclusive content, training programs, and support tailored specifically to childcare center owners and directors. Don't miss out on this opportunity to unlock your center's full potential. Remember, success starts here at the Directors Club.